A rocky black nurse stood quietly in one of the busiest airports in the country, her boarding pass trembling slightly in her hand. Minutes earlier, she had been praised for saving a patient's life. No security asked her like she didn't belong there. His peers followed her. Eyes judged her. No one noticed the subtle signal she made across the terminal, small, deliberate, meant for only one person to see. A decorated Navy SEAL commander froze mid-step hen he cocked it and Miller's eye inside a policed hospital office. A powerful giant old son realized a mistake had just been exposed. But had did that signal mean and he did it change everything? Isa Reynolds had only been a nurse for 6 months, but she carried herself with the quiet steadiness of someone who had fought it as hard to stand in that hospital hall. Long shifts, double standards, and the constant need to prove she belonged had shaped her faster than any training program ever could. She was the first in her family to graduate college, the first to wear hospital scrubs with her name stitched above the pocket. Most days, she kept her hair done. She learned quickly which comments to ignore, which assumptions to swallow. When patients looked past her for someone more experienced, she responded with skill so sharp it left no room for doubt. When coworkers questioned her decisions, she came prepared with charts, facts, and calm confidence. That morning at the airport, she wasn't thinking about conflicts. She was thinking about a short trip home to see her mother, about sleep she hadn't had in eggs. Her hospital bag was still clipped to her back, a quiet reminder of who she was and what she had earned. But someone else noticed it too. And the look that followed wasn't admiration. It was suspicion. Had begun as a routine flicked old son forced Isa to confront something she had spent her whole life navigating carefully, the moment when prejudice steps out of the shadows and demands to be answered. The first sign that something as wrong wasn't loud. It was subtle. A security officer's gaze lingered too long. A quiet murmur into a shoulder radio. Isa felt it before she fully understood it, that familiar ticking in her chest, the instinct that told her she was being measured against something she didn't control. She adjusted the strap of her bag and kept walking. Ma'am, step aside for a moment. The words ere polite. The tone as not. Travelers streamed past her as she was guided toward a secondary screening area. No explanation. No clear reason. Just a request that didn't feel like a request. Her boarding group was called overhead. She explained calmly that she was a registered nurse, that she had just come off a 70-hour egg at the hospital. She showed her other hen asked. The officer studied it longer than necessary, flipping it over as if expecting it to confess something. Another officer joined. Then another. People stared. A man in a business suit sighed loudly, glancing at his watch. A woman pulled her child a little closer. The message was unspoken but heavy in the air, she was the disruption. Her phone buzzed in her hand. A notification from the hospital. An internal email thread she hadn't been meant to say had been forwarded anonymously. Her name sat in bold at the top. Concerns about professionalism. Background worth reviewing. Optics of recent patient interaction. Her stomach dropped. This wasn't random. Hours earlier, she had challenged a decision in the Ojawu, questioning how a critically ill patient, a retired Navy SEAL commander she had helped stabilize, as nearly discarded without proper monitoring. She had pushed back when others stayed silent. She had insisted on additional scans. And she had been rigged. But someone powerful hadn't appreciated being corrected. No, in the middle of an airport, the act of that defiance seemed to follow her. Another officer approached, more authoritative than the rest. His questions sharpened. Where had she been? Ho had se spoken to. He as her badge still active off duty. Her boarding got closed. He had crept up her neck not from guilt but from humiliation. She could feel the narrative forming around her without her consent. Suspicious. Difficult. Problematic. Across the terminal, a tall man in plain clothes had been watching the entry exchange. His posture as rigid, controlled. The same man whose life se had helped save only horse before. The retreat seal commander. Isa jogged his eye. And that as hense made the signal, small prejudice, something se had noticed during his treatment hen he drifted in and out of consciousness, a hand gesture he had repeated unconsciously, muscle memory from another life. His expression changed instantly. He stepped forward. The officers hadn't realized how they were questioning. And they definitely hadn't realized how was about to step into the conversation. 18 minutes this quiet corner of the airport as about to become something known, especially a certain hospital jaya watching events unfold through a rapidly escalating panic had prepared for. And the real confrontation was only just beginning. The senior officer's patience snapped first. Isa spoke as pledged on the metal table and unzipped it without ceremony. Her belongings, scrubs, a stethoscope, a framed photo of her mother, were lifted on a bay under the harsh fluorescent lights. The surrounding crowd had grown thicker now, ponies subtly raised, his pace no longer subtle. The accusation finally jammed. A tip had been called in. A hospital executive had reported concerns about unstable behavior from an employee matching her description. They were instructed to verify her se possessed a threat before boarding. Unstable. The word hit harder than the search itself. Across the terminal, the retreat Navy SEAL commander stepped fully into view, his presence commanding it without a uniform. His voice cut through the noise, it controlled authority as he identified himself, his credentials, his service record. He stated clearly that his nurse had saved his life less than 12 hours ago after she challenged a premature discharge decision that could have killed him. The officers hesitated. Then his phone as raised, already connected to someone on speaker. On the other end as the hospital's jaya, confident at first dismissive. But as the commander calmly detailed the events, as he mentioned documentation, internal emails, and the anonymous tip traced back to an executive office line, the tone shifted. Silence replaced arrogance. Around them the officers realized they weren't preventing a threat. They were participating in retaliation. Isa stood still through it all, her dignity the only thing she refused to surrender. She had done her job. She had protected a patient. And for that, someone powerful had tried to brand her dangerous in the middle of an airport. The commander's final words were measured, lethal in their calm. If she doesn't board her flight right now, this conversation won't stay private. The line ain't quiet. And for the first time that day, the people who had tried to intimidate her were the ones who looked afraid. The officers stepped back. The search ended as abruptly as it had begun. Apologies were offered, careful, rehearsed, incomplete. Her belongings were returned to her own bay but the damage couldn't be folded neatly back into her bag. Isa boarded the plane last. The commander remained at the gate until she disappeared down the jet bridge, a silent acknowledgement that had happened should never have happened at all. By the time the aircraft doors closed, the hospital's internal investigation had already begun. Screenshots of emails circulated. The anonymous tip was no longer anonymous. 18x statements were issued, positions quietly budgeted, policies reviewed under public pressure. But policy changes don't erase moments. For Isa, the incident didn't just expose on executive's retaliation. It exposet how quickly professionalism jambe questioned hen it comes in the wrong skin. How easily competence becomes aggression. How standing up for a patient can turn into standing trial for your own character. She kept her job. She kept her license. She kept saving lives. But she also kept the memory of that airport, the stars, the whispers, the old unstable hanging in the air like a verdict waiting to be stamped. This isn't just about one nurse or one jail. It is about a system here poer jantaraye to silence integrity and here bias dress itself up as procedure. The difference that die as that someone it poer cause to speak. The question is, how many others never get that itness? How many acts of quiet retaliation go unseen, unrewarded, unchallenged? If this story moved you, don't let it end here. Share it, talk about it, challenge it, hen you say it, because justice shouldn't depend on who happens to be watching.